我问你，有身体要有汤吗？有嘛就给我这哈，没有就算了，我就把哈没在汤就行了。
This is the genuine situation of the most underprivileged people in China. It was a day in July 2022, an elderly grandmother, with silver hair covering her head, and a stooped figure, was scavenging for a living. She arrived at the entrance of the lamb soup shop. Her face filled with embarrassment as she approached the proprietor, pleading for a bowl of leftover lamb soup, to bring back and nourish her son's body. In order to avoid causing any trouble for the proprietor, she kept repeating, "If there is any remaining, give me a little. If there is none, then never mind. I will bring it back for my son to eat. I have a sick son at home." From the subsequent conversation with the old woman, it was learned that her son's name is Li Yuning. According to the grandmother, her son was once a graduate student at Beijing University, and after graduating, he joined a foreign trade company, working in Saudi Arabia. After 5 years of work, he made the determined decision to start his own business. In just 3 years, he went from starting from scratch to establishing a small-scale enterprise. However, during a visit to the warehouse to retrieve goods, a collapse of tons of merchandise buried Li Yuning underneath, resulting in a high-level paralysis. After receiving treatment in Saudi Arabia for 3 months, he depleted all his savings. In order to treat her son's illness, she borrowed 300,000 yuan, but unfortunately, her daughter-in-law took 200,000 yuan and ran away. Due to the poor health of the grandmother's companion, the heavy burden of the family of 3 falls entirely on the shoulders of the elderly woman. She can only rely on collecting some discarded items to sustain their livelihood and cover her son's medical expenses. When the proprietor of the lamb soup shop shared this video online, it instantly caused a tremendous uproar. Countless netizens immediately placed orders for lamb soup on food delivery platforms for the grandmother. In just half a day, the shop received 40 to 50,000 orders. Upon witnessing this, the proprietor hastily closed the delivery platform and then, carrying the hopes and requests of countless netizens, rushed to the grandmother's home. What caught the eye was a dilapidated iron gate and a leaky greenhouse in the courtyard. The corners were also filled with various discarded items picked up by the grandmother. As the proprietor stepped into the cramped room, he saw 2 beds, one large and one small. And on the large bed lay the son of the elderly woman. Upon learning that the person before him was the benefactor who assisted his mother, Li Yuning hastily expressed his gratitude. Even though he has been bedridden for over a decade, Li Yuning's speech remains optimistic and positive. Further conversation revealed that his former wife did not actually run off with the 200,000 yuan medical expenses. According to Li Yuning, my mother, being of advanced age, sometimes tends to embellish the facts. She hoped to create a story about someone absconding with 200,000 yuan, as my illness has no prospects of being cured, and I still require financial support. I implore everyone not to perpetuate baseless rumors. Furthermore, I hope that everyone can empathize with the fact that even in such dire circumstances, Li Yuning has not wavered in his sense of responsibility as a man. This proud graduate of Beijing University is forever confined to a small hospital bed. After the visit, the proprietor of the lamb soup shop gave the grandmother some money so she can buy food and daily necessities. As the proprietor prepared to leave, a gesture from the grandmother moved netizens to tears. The elderly woman expressed her sincere gratitude to the lamb soup shop proprietor. By kneeling, perhaps to shield her son from feeling distressed, even in expressing gratitude to her true benefactor, she chose a place where her son could not witness it. In reality, the grandmother never received an education, and she doesn't even know what a graduate student from Beijing University is. With the spread of the grandmother's story, more and more people became aware of her situation, and individuals from various sectors of society extended a helping hand. A medical equipment company donated a flexible turning bed, which would alleviate the grandmother's worries about turning her son, while also saving time and effort. In addition to neighbors in the vicinity sending various daily necessities, individuals from across the country and the Beijing University Alumni Association also launched fundraising activities. In just a few days, they received over 200,000 yuan in donations, every single penny of which was transferred to the grandmother's account through the Qingdao Disabled Persons Foundation. It was expected that this sum of money would bring about an improvement in the lives of the family of 3, but the grandmother's daily routine remained unchanged. She still went out every day to collect and sell cardboard boxes. The elderly woman said, "All that money has been used to treat my son's illness. What will happen to him when I pass away? In order to ensure that every penny is used for my son's medical treatment, even in the biting cold of winter." The grandmother refrains from buying herself a pair of gloves, allowing the wind and frost to erode her hands, which are already covered in calluses. In the grandmother's eyes, as long as her son's health meets the basic conditions for survival, she can depart this world in peace. The greatest love in the world is undoubtedly a mother's love.